If God wanted to free mankind, He didn't have to send His Son just to die for our sake. He could have just chosen to verbally pardon us.
But if He did, He Himself would have rejected the validity of His own law.
If God had abolished the validity of His law the moment someone broke it, it would leave the rest of the universe and the beings living there no longer taking God's rule and law serious. Seeing how breaking it would have little consequence, it would no longer be respected, and sin would spread far beyond our planet. Everyone's attention was drawn towards Earth. Would God let the world and the people He loved perish? Or would He throw away His own law's requirements, His own law? The moment the Earth rebelled, they became the center of the attention of the universe.
And so, instead of setting aside the requirements of the law and thereby abolishing it, He decided to fulfill its requirements in order to maintain the authority in the law and save man at the same time. And so, someone had to receive the punishment. If someone was punished for the breaking of His law, the law would be respected. God therefore made a system where our sins could be transferred to a substitute, and the substitute now carrying the sin or the crime is then judged and sentenced instead of us. But who could take upon himself the sins of all mankind and still satisfy the law?
If one man had died in the place of billions, would the law really have been respected? Jesus was God's law in flesh. He was perfection. But He was also the one whose finger had been writing the law in stone.
He was the only one whose value was high enough, great enough, for the law not to be humiliated or lessened by the plan of a substitute. The risk the Son of God, the Word in flesh, took was so great, the sacrifice of leaving His supremacy in heaven, sitting on God's throne, equal with God, to leave behind praise and elevation, for oppression and torture as a weak man, murdered by those He came to save. Christ was the only one who could fulfill the law's demands and respect it by switching place with man.
Jesus didn't save us by being murdered. He saved us by being our high priest, bringing His blood to the throne above the law, and by that, fulfilling its requirements.
Because God's people did not participate, and He could see the future, He removed His earthly throne from their temple along with the other sanctuary items, and had it placed in a cave underneath where Christ would eventually be murdered.